Hey, good evening, guys. Well, welcome back to another episode of Respawn Plays Empyrion. This is Season 2, Episode 22. Sorry, my post-it note got covered up. Yeah, if you haven't watched this, if you haven't watched any of these episodes yet, this is a game where I basically, or it's a series of YouTube videos, YouTube shows, whatever, where I basically go through this game, Empyrion, I'm trying to find that's where I'm going. Basically go through this game, Empyrion Galactic Survival, and just kind of chronicle my journey through the game and the experiences I have. It's a pretty fun game. So what are we doing tonight? Well, it's moving night. It's moving day tonight. Tonight, whatever. It's moving day. It's time to pack up our stuff and get out of the Omicron system. So, trying to get some bearings. There we go. I'm over here. So yeah, so what that means for us is we're going to pack up most of our materials on this planet, and we're going to leave some emergency stuff behind just in case we need to come back, and basically in case the worst case scenario happens and we have to come back and spawn back here and I'm trying to figure out what that. There's a big flash in the distance a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw that over near where my base was. I'm trying to figure out what that was. But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna leave some emergency supplies behind just in case we have to come back to this planet in case the worst happens. And this is annoying as shit. By the way, I have to take them out one at a time. Even shift clicking doesn't send them over. But yeah, so I think you get the point of what I'm saying. We are going to leave some stuff behind so that if need be, we can spawn back on this planet and start over and get back to where we were. But we're not going to leave much here. I mean, I'm taking my auto miners for one. No, but I think we're at the point where I've gathered up enough resources, and I am able to finally. Oh, no one used up all its power supplies, or all of its power. I really thought there was a lot more than that in there. I thought there was way more than that. Maybe I forgot to refill it the last time. So how do we get off this planet anyway? Well, we're getting off this planet with this. So if you if you haven't seen this yet. This is the capital vessel that I've been building over the last few days. I have an episode coming up that's going to basically be a kind of time-lapse, fast-forward creation of this vessel. I feel, encourage you to watch it if you want to see how I created this beast. This is all from scratch. Last season, I did a whole bunch of episodes, a whole series of episodes. 7 episodes long, building a capital vessel. This one I decided that I didn't want to spend all that time and waste, well, not waste, but didn't want to spend all that time with those, doing so many different episodes. So I basically I recorded everything with no commentary. I haven't put the video together yet, but I'm going to put together a kind of a time-lapse video. Basically, fast forward through everything and play some music for you guys so that you can take a look at you can watch the creation. So, a little bit about this design. Like I said, it all came from my head. The thought was a couple things. The thought was I want to make it at least seem modular. I mean, granted, this game modular doesn't really work. By the way, it's on, and that's the flash I saw in the distance was probably the lighting from one of the engines or thrusters or something, but anyway, I wanted to make it seem modular, so the ship is in 3 parts. In theory, I could add more pieces onto it. This part does have some little winglets on it, and again, it's more, the original design, I didn't have those on there, the original design in my head, I should say. I didn't have these on here, but as I started building, I realized that the ship's got to land, and so it's going to need a bit of a wide base in order to be able to land someplace. you know, the all-in-line landing gear is not necessarily a stable ship. I haven't actually looked at the center of mass for this thing yet. So hey, let's go in and take a tour. Do this MTV crib style. What's up, guys? Welcome to my crib. So this is the center module, right? This has all my life support stuff. Well, not all my life support, but all of my things to keep me healthy and don't need my light on anymore. Keep me healed. O2. I've got my growing plots down here. I don't have the growing lights on for some reason. Probably because I turn all lights off. Got my growing plots down here. My ammo containers happen to be here as well because they just fit. And each side is identical in that I've got a med bay and O2 pod just if I need to, in case I need to come in and quickly get healed up. So if you go up top, this is where I've got my 2 fridges and my food processor. Realize I decided I didn't need any more than that up here. And some consoles to, just to round out the decoration. I might paint those similar color. So there's a central elevator shaft. It runs 2 shutter doors, top and bottom. We'll go up those in a few minutes. So let's go back down to the main level. So if we follow this hallway to the back, this is the engine room. Here's our warp engine under here. It's painted black. You can't really see it. I maybe should have left it the default color. Let's turn on the lights in here. None of the lights are on. Alright. So there's our core up there. I put a little red flare on it just because it made it look a little... I like the way it looks. Got some lights. Basically got 5 fuel tanks back here. Got 2 T1 generators, which should be more than enough power. Then cargo box here, just for lack of a better place to put one. And cargo boxes here. The plan is the blue ones are going to be fuel because they match that. This bright blue one is going to be O2. Here's my Pentaxid, or my warp drive tank. I mounted things on the ceilings. I gotta say, one of the things I hate is the design of the gravity generator in this game. I can never seem to find a good place to put it. And part of the reason for that being stupid. Every design I've made has been based around the largest component of the ship, which is the warp drive. It's 5 by 5. So this whole room is 5 by 5. I've placed it, laid the floor on top of it, and put everything else around it. The problem is, this is an even number of blocks, 2 by 2, and so I can never really find a good way to get it centered up. Can't find a good place to put it. In this case, I didn't want to. I guess I could have put it to one side, but then I would have put a generator to the other side, and I don't know. I won't like the symmetry of having the generators on each side. So anyway, I can talk more about that at length, but why? You don't want to hear it. So coming forward, this is what I call the cargo room. And I guess I could put up some LCDs to label these things, rather than just having them labeled in my head or in the groups. So, got an advanced constructor, a standard constructor. That way I can process things multiple. I've got a lot of ore, something I can process it. And the floor is filled with cargo containers. I'll probably paint these different colors eventually to differentiate them. And coming up here, I feel like the effect is better with the lights off, although it's sunny outside, so you don't quite get the same glowing effect from these textures. Coming up here, we have our cockpit. I did not put any seats on this ship. You could easily put some here in various places on the ship. I didn't because, hey, I'm playing single player, and why bother? So anyway, we're going to go up to the top now. What do we have on the ship? Up top, we've got armaments. We have 4 cannon turrets on top of this one. On top of the pilot module, cargo module, whatever, we've got a artillery turret. Then on the side, on each side, we've got a minigun turret. And on the front, we actually have pulse lasers. Those are aimed weapons. If you've never flown a capital ship with these on there, these are aimed weapons. You shoot them just like you shoot the weapons off your small vessel. And, the rest of these are turrets. On the back, am I going to lose connectivity now? The back, yeah, close. Another cannon turret, and got flak turrets. Same thing on each side. And the back top of the ship, we've got plasma turret. So that's it. It's got a bit of firepower. I wanted this thing to be able to go toe-to-toe with anything else out there. We do have the wings, if you will, are the landing base. Let's turn on or landing pads rather. I didn't mark them as such just because I didn't want to kill the design of the ship. I feel like it is a little bland. Like maybe I could have put some sort of defining texture along the side. Pinstripes, basically, I don't know. So we do have a repair bay on this side. The other side we do not. No repair bay here. Just straight landing. Alright, so anyway, that's the ship. I haven't decided on a name yet. I'm hoping to decide on a name pretty soon. So, as far as moving day, what's that concern? Well, we're going to take this apart, and then we're going to throw it back in the constructor, and... Actually, we may not even throw this one back in the constructor. We may not use this again. I'll probably include the footage in the capital vessel build. It kind of goes along with gathering resources. So I did actually throw a drill turret on here and mine the neodymium asteroid out. I need some neodymium for ammo for the artillery turret. The artillery turret requires advanced. Each round requires an advanced CPU. And advanced CPUs require neodymium. This thing, however, we're going to deconstruct the mini miner, and probably rebuild it in the factory and have it ready to spawn. Mini pod, I'll throw on one of the sides and bring it with me. Same thing with the albatross. That's going to go on one of the sides. Probably the one with the repair bay. Actually, speaking of, let me get these out of the way. I need to set that thing down on the on top of the repair bay. So it's funny, and I hope I have it. I hope I actually captured it on footage. When I built the first part of this ship, I built it right on top of the repair bay, and then I realized I needed to repair some ships. So all these different colored concrete blocks are where I went through with the multi-tool, clearing out concrete blocks to try to find it. Because I started with just the back part, and it was just a solid cube laying directly on the ground, and I didn't want to throw engines on it, didn't want to have to move the stupid thing just so I could throw engines in the cockpit and everything on it just so I could get to the repair bay. And I eventually ended up having to do that, and you'll see that in the video when. All right, I thought this thing needed some repairs. Yeah, why is the repair bay not lighting up for me? You're just not on it? Do I need to center on it? There it goes. It's weird. Oops. So, alright. That thing will get repaired. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna take this down, probably throw it back in the constructor. We're gonna take that apart, may not even throw it back in the constructor. I guess I could leave that here as an emergency lifeboat of sorts. Yeah, you know what? I might leave that here as an emergency kind of lifeboat. Because really, all that's lacking is to go interstellar as a warp engine and warp fuel tank. So yeah, I might leave it here. However, everything else just about to come in with us. We're gonna empty out all these containers of stuff. One of the reasons I want to rebuild some things in the like that. In the factories, I want to recycle some of the T1 weapons that I've got lying around that I don't need. Yeah, all this stuff, all of my plates, my armored steel plates, they've all got to come with us. I mean, this is mostly T1 stuff. Probably got stuff in here. We're gonna deconstruct this. I'm gonna save the design first so I can rebuild it. We're gonna deconstruct this. And probably never spawn it again. We're going to deconstruct this, maybe spawn it again if we need to. And we're going to leave this one here, I think, just to give me some mode of transportation on this planet. Or you know what, I can just leave the mini pod here. Let's be honest, I haven't flown this thing since I since I started building small vessels, it doesn't serve much purpose anymore. So yeah, we'll deconstruct that. We're also going to bring along with us, we'll leave the one advanced constructor. We'll take these apart as well. I won't need this many extra constructors. And we'll probably take this down and move it over here and just go down to one constructor in this base. Beyond that, we're going to leave some basics. We'll leave some ores here, that kind of stuff, just so that you can get, if I ever have to respawn here for some reason, I'll get started. I'll be able to get started. So, did I? Shit. I did not pick up that, T3 auto miner. I was so distracted by the fact that it wasn't mining anymore. Let's throw some of this stuff in here real quick. Process this. The advantage of having multiple, advantage of having multiple constructors, right? So yeah, so otherwise we're going to leave the basic base structure intact. And once we get everything loaded up in here, we're going to go fly to the moon and unload everything on the moon. And the reason it's moving day, if you watched my last episode, should have said that's at the beginning. If you watched my last episode, I basically took out everything on the moon. After I stopped rolling footage, or stopped rolling the camera, whoops. Let's try not to roll around too much with this thing. That's why I fly in third person. After I stopped rolling footage, I went around and gathered a bunch of pentaxid crystals. I'm pretty much set for pentaxid for a little while anyway. Maybe not a lifetime supply, but definitely enough to keep me going for a while. Let me pick this thing up. And the other thing, I decided I wanted to try to power my ship via fusion cores. And I need a lot of fusion cores to fill up all those tanks. But hopefully that'll keep me from having to refill tanks too often. So, I built... Man, this thing does not respond well. But that's alright. I built another hydrogen-oxygen generator. Note that this is still Alpha 5-4, so these do still produce oxygen as well as hydrogen. Beggars can't be choosers. And I will probably not actually leave until I get enough oxygen bottles, or hydrogen bottles to do everything I want. This thing's still running, and this thing's still producing water. So, this is obviously, I say I'm not going to leave until I get enough hydrogen for the fuel cells, fusion cells. This is obviously an episode that's going to probably go on for a little bit. I wonder why the capital vessel sign is all the way back there. Or the label's all the way back there. Last thing to mention, one of the purposes of this design is one of the goals with this design is I can actually add another level of blocks each side. This one's going to be the hardest with the little winglets, but I want to build it so that it was, again, upgradable, and if need be, I can add another layer of hardened steel blocks or combat steel blocks. Right now, this is built completely with hardened steel blocks on the outside, on the exterior. So it's it's got a little bit of protection already. You know what we're gonna do, real quick? It's just wide open. Yeah. Other than eat some food real quick. Throw the water in here. Let's go back. This is where I'm making my fusion cells. More hydrogen bottles. Why is it just completely paused? Is this... The exterior queue is completely full. It can't produce anything else, or the output queue, rather. I may have gone overboard with producing the flak shells for the artillery gun. I think I underestimated the rate of fire on it. I also, until yesterday, did not realize that you can't actually fire the artillery on the planet. There's actually several capital weapons you can't fire on the planet, which I don't quite get that limitation. whatever. It's also not obvious. So let me show you what I mean. So let's go find our artillery turret here. Info auto aiming or manual turret and only functional in space. Problem is, the only functional in space you don't see until you scroll down. So try to shoot, and you get the message. You can't shoot it on. You can't shoot this weapon on the planet. Cannon turrets you can shoot on the planet. Flak turret you also can't shoot on a planet, which is a little frustrating. And same thing with the plasma turret. So half the weaponry I have on this ship is only useful in space. So I might actually end up constructing more cannon turrets just to give myself more planet-based assault power. The end goal, I don't even know if the pulse lasers, if I can fire them, only functional in space. Nice. So the end goal is I want this thing to be able to take a beating, and also I want to be able to attack points of interest with it. Specifically the fortress on Masperon. I want to be able to take that thing on. Let's paint these blocks again. Alright. So we're going to pause the video here. Sorry, I'm trying to think what's next. Yeah, so we're going to pause the video here. I'm going to run around and start gathering up some materials and filling up cargo boxes. No point in watching that. And that should hopefully give time for some more hydrogen to be produced. My goal is 280 fusion cells, and I am at 100 right now. Another 14 here. That might take a while. I might not do the fusion cells. Do the powered by fusion cells, unless I stay logged in all night and unless I stay on the game all night and do the old stand in the health chamber trick, so that I can continue to heal up. So that basically I can be kept alive by the health chamber. We'll see. Let me pull the rest of this ammo on the ship. Got a lot of flak turret rounds. And probably not enough cannon rounds or minigun rounds. I always underestimate those. So, all right, yeah, I'm gonna start unloading cargo containers. So I won't record that, and I will be back later.
Fuck 'em. fuck 'em.
Alright, so I'm actually kind of tired of waiting on this thing to, waiting on these things to produce hydrogen. So they're not producing fast enough for my needs. I'm not going to meet my fusion cell goal, which is fine. Just means I've run out of patience. I've packed up almost the entire base, and I don't need to wait on it any longer. So I am picking all these things up. I'm going to stick them in a cargo container in the base. So that way, again, if I have to respawn here, I can drop them in place pretty quickly. One thing to note about the hydrogen-oxygen generator and the oxygen generator, the oxygen generator itself, is as of 5.5, this bad boy is no longer going to be a hydrogen-oxygen generator, and it will just be a hydrogen generator. So I'm going to leave one of those behind, and then I'm also I'm leaving 2 oxygen generators behind because I had a lot of them. But I'm leaving 2 oxygen generators behind and the water generator. So let's I'm going to throw this hydrogen bottle in here and see if we can make 2 more. While that's doing that, throw this in here. I've got to figure out how I want to do my fuel, how much fuel to leave behind. This is coming with me. As you know, I have manufactured quite a lot of fuel. And I need, I'm going to grab all this out of here. Consolidate all my fuel. I've got some that are still sitting in constructors, that kind of stuff. That's all there. This is all the food. So when I leave, the lights are going off in this base, which means no food. So I am leaving some emergency rations behind. Of course, there's oranges right out there, so I can pick oranges. But in any case, I've got emergency rations, and I left some med supplies behind just in case. This thing is completely cleaned out, so let's do this. This one, yep. Take it down. I was going to move this over there. I think I'm going to leave that generator over there and leave this advanced constructor where it is. I made more fusion cells. So, all this I decided I was going to leave here. Actually, I'm going to take half this promethium ore. I'm going to take 3/4 of this promethium ore. The rest of the stuff I'm going to leave here for building supplies. I need to leave that much wood. What am I building with wood? I can always get more wood. I mean, I don't do much with wood anyway. So anyway, yeah. Got steel plates, hardened steel plates. Got a little bit of everything as far as the ingots are concerned. I didn't leave any zescosium or erestrum, because those I'm light on. Where's this? All this food needs to come with me, but it's not all going to fit on this trip. But whatever. Alright, so I promised you guys I wasn't going to make you watch me carry stuff back and forth between the base of the ship, but here I am doing just that. the food in here. Perishables, I should say. However, it's not actually food, is it? I brought all this fuel with me. Didn't mean to bring it all back. Building components from deconstructing those. Deconstructing the from deconstructing the constructors are going to go in there. I actually have some ores here. I was flying around trying to collect plasma for. Actually, I need some food too, don't I? I was flying around trying to collect plasma for some med kits before I left. I don't know if that plasma grows anywhere else. And in the process, I came across a couple of those elemental columns. So I killed them, took all their stuff. I know the hydrogen's coming with me, so let me throw it over here. Or the fusion cells, rather. Put that there. Healing. I may have taken a long leap off the platform a couple times and lost some health in the process. Okay, fuel. Let's take care of the fuel first. I want to leave some stock of fuel here. A full stack of large promethium. This has large promethium in it. These two are completely full of large promethium. I'm going to leave a small stack of large promethium here. Two should be enough. Hydrogen, I can generate more hydrogen here pretty easily. I also haven't been using the hydrogen fuel packs much. I'm going to leave half of that here. I'll leave a quarter of that here. Standard fuel pack, promethium. And I'm going to leave a quarter of it here. The rest of this is coming with me. At the end of the day, it feels like I'm not carrying a whole lot of fuel onto the ship with me. Then again, I guess I've got a couple of large sacks, don't I? Grab all of this. Is there anything in here? No. There is stuff in here. Alright, I think that's it. That's everything I'm going to bring with me. These containers over here are actually empty, but with the exception of this one, I mean. These are all weapons, backup weapons, that kind of stuff that I can respawn here. They're all T1 stuff that get you by in the short term. These are all empty. This thing... I am leaving this behind. You know what? I'm going to name this thing first, and then I'm going to save the blueprint just for grins. I'm so bad at naming things. So bad. There we go. So bad at naming things. And then I'm going to save it. Alright, up here. Get another hit of health. Oh, oxygen. I don't have enough room to carry oxygen with me. But let's finish checking the rest of these. In there. Some basics I'm going to leave behind. Got some ammo for the guns that are in the other container. I'm nodding, pointing with my head. You can't see me do that. I get a kick out of myself sometimes. Ammo, fuel, that kind of stuff for the other container. This is all the gross stuff I've left behind. Kind of a little bit of everything. Just everything else with me. That should be empty. Ammo, guns. Empty. Guns which I haven't shot in forever. Alright, nothing in here. Two. I'm gonna leave this 50 stack behind. And that's all it really needs for this place. I'm gonna top it off, but I'll come back for the rest of the oxygen later. So I think that's about it. That's pretty much everything's pretty much packed up. I'm gonna pause the video here and I'm gonna finish carting oxygen over and put things away, and I'll be back when it's time to lift off. Okay, that's everything out of the space. I am leaving this mini pod here as well. It doesn't hurt. And I did leave some basic ores. Yeah. All right, I got everything. I don't know if I need that. I'll keep it. Got everything. It's time to shut it down. Base is officially powered off. Just shut the door behind me, huh? Let's get this bad boy. One other thing to note: I made a comment before about I only put one about how I only put one repair pod on the ship. So it turns out you can actually, turns out you can actually only have one repair pod on a capital vessel anyway. So yeah, it's a good thing I only put one on there. I actually did try to put a second one. I found that I had a stock of some that I guess I'd salvaged from somewhere, or for the capital vessels. And alright, we're docked. And I tried to put one on the other side, and turns out I couldn't do it. So here we go. This will be the first time I've taken this thing off planet. I did fly it around a little bit on planet just to get the hang of it. So, got over 100 hours of power here. That should be more than enough for a while. And that's courtesy of all my hydrogen cells. So, an external view here. Lift off. There we go. Oh. She's not a bad looking ship. I don't know why the camera point of view is all the way back in the rear. That's centered up. Maybe because I started building in the rear? I don't know. But then we get oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Actually get out of the atmosphere here. Yeah, there we go. I want to go do some target practice real quick. We're going to go find that shipyard, and I'm going to shoot some of these guns at it that I can't shoot. I can only shoot off planet. Also, for some reason, it's a little... reticle is a little off center compared to where the ship is. Look at that, it's not centered over the center mass of the ship. That's strange. Don't know what's up with that. Navigating through disaster fields is not that easy in a ship this size. But I'm doing it. Hey, whoop, there it is. We came right up on it, huh? These things locked? Yes, they are. Doing a little bit of damage. Maybe. I can't actually tell. Either way, they do fire. So let's check out. Got a lot of stuff I've added on. That's I don't want to auto group because that's gonna ungroup. You know what? I'll fix those off camera. It's gonna ungroup all my lights. I did group the lights into different different types of lights. Here we go. This is the bad boy I really want to fire. Nice. It'll blow a chunk. Wow, this thing takes forever to load. After each round. I had no idea. But it does pack a punch. Let's see. I also couldn't fire the flak turrets on planet, right? Yep. Or the plasma turret. Like half the weapons, basically. Let me turn the ship like this a little bit so I can so I can aim better with that flak turret. All right. That one doesn't seem as impressive. Turn the ship the other way so I can shoot with the other flak turret. Just because I want to shoot them all. Not as impressive as the artillery shell, but then again, I wasn't expecting it to be that impressive. And last but not least, plasma turret. This thing has a long cycle time, huh? But it definitely, let me roll the ship a little bit. It definitely packs a punch. Alright. Shoot center mass. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm pretty happy with these armaments so far. I think we've done enough shooting with this thing. Guns work. Let's get out of here and go pick up the rest of our stuff on the moon. This thing handles fairly well. Maybe could use a little more thrust on a couple of the axes, but it's got 4 thrusters in each direction, so it should be, maybe adequate. Adequate might be the best way to put it. Maybe not the best, but adequate. Actually, you know what? I stopped. I'll take a quick look around. I wanted to grab some food real quick, and I wanted to go outside real quick and check it from the outside. Jetpack needs to be out for this, huh? So yeah, it's the first time I've really gotten a good view of the underside of the ship. I obviously can lift it up a little bit, and did lift it up a little bit while I was working on it, but you can only lift it up so much. I think overall, I'm happy with the way it came out. Got plenty of armament, even if some of it can't be shot on planet, which is obnoxious, but whatever. I think it'll serve me well in some battles to come. Back in the top here. Jetpack off. I have to say I like the glow of the cockpit area. I did try to use some of these glowing textures and I painted them red. I like it. Kept the lights off in this room just for that case. On a planet though, might need to turn these lights on. So let's keep going. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the moon here. Coming in pretty quickly. So the moon this moon and all moons are so hard to find where I am from outside the moon. Such a hard time to figure it out. So, and now that we're in the atmosphere, let's do a quick map check. Hell, I'm real close to my base, huh? So just northwest, huh? I can probably see it. Yep. It's the second time I've managed to come in, like almost right on top of it. I'd say that's pretty impressive. The other thing I want to point out, this thing has definitely got enough power for it. Power usage is at 8%. The In the future, if I add another layer of armor to the exterior, that this thing's going to become quite a bit heavier, and that power usage definitely will change. Just roll a little too much. It's always hard to tell. Just, I'm going to hit something or not. Alright, we're down. Alright, just went back to 0. Nice. We're down to 99 hours of power now. One thing about this game, the stairs act weird to the point where I want to. The stairs act weird when you're not on a level plane. To the point where I almost want to take them out of my ship. Jetpack wasn't on. Thank goodness the gravity is not strong on this thing. All right, so I'm gonna unload everything here. I've got quite a bit to unload. I'm not gonna bother doing that on camera. That's an exercise in tedium. So I'm going to take care of that off camera. I'm going to pause the video here, and when I get back, we will lift off and we'll go find another planet to go take a look at. Shit. All right. There's a lot going on here. I'll be back in a little while. I'm going to let this process. Okay, so this is it. That base is basically been pilfered. Again, I'm gonna leave the structure there just in case if I respawn on Omicron, I'm gonna have to go back and do some. I have to come back and get some pentaxid from the moon. So I left it there. I didn't really leave much behind. I left a few weapons and ammo and some emergency rations, and basically whatever fuel and arrows in the tanks. So here we go. Let's lift off here. Auto level. These things definitely are not fast on the planet. These ships, that is. It makes no difference if I pivot up. Yeah, 31.9 meters per second. Oh, really weird. There's no star field, but I guess that's might be how it looks on the real moon. All the reflected light off of the bright white surface. But hey, here we go. Wait for the moon a little bit. I actually need O2 and food. I do too much more. Goes to stop here. So, the question is, where to? We've got the whole solar system out here. We're here. Could get to Akua. I don't have a need to go there right now. There's a trading outpost. We get to Zeyhines, which is a desert planet. It is a PvP planet, which means PvP rules. Can't crash my stuff into each other. Can't crash my crap into it. It can't crash one ship into another ship. So I haven't seen Zeyhines yet. I think we're going to point our ship that direction, and next episode, we're going to land. We'll actually land on Zeyhines and see what happens. Let's get to the system for now. So, lock the target. Let's get into the pilot seat. A full load of pentaxid. However many that is. And I've got a chunk. I honestly have no concept. They've changed how much pentaxid is required for jumps and whatnot. So no context of how much is enough at this point. So we locked our target. Let's find our arrow. There we go. And we hit K. Here we are, Zeyhines star system, or orbit, whatever. Interesting that there's no concentrated asteroid belt here. It's all kind of scattered around. I love that the sun is orange now, kind of reddish now. Looking for a space drone to attack me at any point, but no such luck. I really want to see my ship go to town on a space drone. The question is, how much Pentaxid did we actually use? About a third, give or take. Alright, we're gonna get close, and then we're gonna call the episode. So yeah, we're watching Respawn Plays Empyrion. This is season 2, episode 22. I have to an asteroid that I find. Hang on. Sorry, so much of my closing. Another new time you. I have to fly around out here with a quicker ship and explore asteroids, see if I can find anything interesting. But yeah, so yeah, you're watching Respawn Plays Empyrion. This is season 2, episode 22. Hey, if you like this episode, hit the thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe. And I think that's it for tonight. We're gonna park right here, and next episode, we're gonna take our small vessel down to planet and do some scouting. So, but anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. Alright, so this happened. After I sign off the last video, I Alt-Tab to stop the video, and I forgot to Alt-Tab back and actually exit out of the game. So, yeah. And I went out and ran errands, did grocery shopping, and came back a couple hours later to find myself dead and my entire inventory gone. So, unfortunately, that means I lost. The only thing that's non-replaceable or non-recoverable right now is my epic projectile pistol. Yeah, everything else I can make more ammo, make more oxygen, whatever else is in my inventory. But that's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little frustrated with the situation here. So, yep, that's a nice little postscript. So, it's gonna be just like starting fresh at the beginning of the next episode when we go scout the planet. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.